We are here today to announce that the Justice Department has secured felony guilty pleas from the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, Binance.
Actually, it's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Largest virtual.
Binance.
Binance. And let me be clear. It's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Council has discussed crypto regulations and legislations at length, and we have come to the conclusion that instead of regulating, we are going to ape a fat bag each into laptop and pump it to over $1,300,000,000,000,000,000,000,000 market cap. Let's fucking go, crackheads.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. I got my coffee locked and loaded, ready to go, because we have to talk about Bitcoin. Bitcoin has a very slow, boring sideways movement, but we have indicators flashing that this is going to change, a lot of them, and they are flashing bullish. As we're sitting at 62,383 right now at the moment, this could be a lot different in the next couple of weeks. Now, also, we have more to report about Ecomi and VeVe, and also the altcoins. They are not looking too bad. So we're going to discuss all of these right now and in this video, in this live stream. So make sure to stay tuned all the way through. So, good morning, every one of you. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I'm doing actually fine. Yesterday, unfortunately, I couldn't stream because I was just too exhausted. So that also happens from time to time. But here we are again, looking at the charts and hoping for Bitcoin to do something, like poking it with a little stick to see that Bitcoin actually does something. So that is going to happen. We're also going to look at the news. A couple of things lining up nicely. Other things are a little bit worrying. I hope none of you are looking to face the storm coming to the US, the Milton storm. I heard it's going to be a bad one, a hurricane, right? And then also there are a couple of things happening that are going to influence the next couple of days, probably in a slighter way, but still. Right? Even today there is an event, there's something going on, so let's check this out. But first of all, let's see who's already here. So Blaze Hayes Everydays, nice intro, I say nice name. But yeah, the intro is nice, we will keep it. Jasper Frank says hello early. Yeah, early. This is going to have to be the time where we're doing the stream. Also, I would ask you to smash up the like button here, please. And then also we have obviously Trucking Hank, who's always there. How are you doing, my man? And Jonas is here. Good to see you as well. Greetings to Italy, I guess, if you're there at the moment. G and GM, absolutely. Okay, let's start here with the good stuff. So let's check out where we are with Bitcoin. Here's the weekly chart. We're still in our bull flag. We're in the upper part of our bull flag. We haven't really moved since days. Let's check this out on the lower time frame. Yeah, we are basically at the same level as we were already at the 20th of September and in August and also in the beginning of August, and we were at this level also in July, and we have been at this level, what is this here, very 1st of July, and then we have been at this level in May, right? So once you do this, you kind of realize, okay, we had swings and so on, but we were still at the same level, right? So overall, if you pull this all together, like the first time we reached this level was all the way back in 27th of February. That was when we were excited about this level. And then this level was FUD in April, and then it was exciting again in June, and so on, right? So now we are bored by this level. And this is something that will play into what's going to happen next, right? What's going to happen next is very likely that the global liquidity expansion takes effect, that we are going to go higher, that at some point we will break out as this overhead resistance is coming down. It's really a decisive time, even though it takes such a long time to play out. I mean, you see how this is going up and down for such a long time. But at some point we will either fall to the downside and end this bull market, or, and this is more likely, we break to the upside and we continue our bull market. And that's what all indicators are pointing to. But first of all, let's see here what is going to happen today. Today at 8 p.m. in European Central Time, the FOMC minutes will come out, which will give us more clue on Fed policy that could at least influence the price a little bit to either one side, but it will not be the decisive factor for what's coming out. And then also we will have economic data tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Central European Time. That will be somewhere 8, 9, something like that in the US. And that will be the inflation rate year over year inflation, the core inflation rate, the inflation rate month over month. So all the inflation data is coming out tomorrow, and that has a little bit more potential already to shake up the markets, and then the rest on Friday is not really something. Now, the question is, will this really, like the inflation rate, oh my god, no one could have expected how it is, that will lead to the breakout? No, of course not. So then there's only one thing left, and that is, I mean, it will lead maybe to us going back up to 65,000, but there's only one thing left that could then lead to a pump, and that would be 4th of November, elections, right? So you could, where is it? We could label this also so we know. Let's see, 4th of November, so we know, right? So here, let's put it this way. Elections. There you go, right? So here's this is where the elections happen, right? So latestly here there should be something happening, coincidentally very close to our parabola for the upside, right? So is it possible that we just go like this until the elections? Yeah, but it's also possible that we just coil up and break out here or something like that, right? We expected the breakout for October, didn't happen, we got rejected. So now we are looking to when it happens. Now, let's look at the weekly quickly, because this is already an indicator that flashes, almost flashes, right? So MACD, if you look here, we are very close to flipping bullishly on the weekly MACD. So whenever that happened last time, it was very bullish. We see it here, right? You know that I like more to look at the TSI, but also here you see the weekly flash for the MACD here led to all of this pump, as well as at the same time the TSI also flashed, right? So if we look at this, and the TSI is very close to flashing, only that, let me see, that must be, yeah, the TSI is also very close to flashing. Yeah, and you see they're very similar, right? They're very similar here in this extension. Only that on the monthly, the TSI seems to be a little bit more accurate. Did the Dems create Milton? So you would say they created the perfect storm? I don't know. But what definitely will happen is, if Milton hits and like everyone is destroyed, like people will get their $750 credit, like FEMA loan, right? That probably is going to happen. Yeah. Also, something went wrong here. Where's my cup and handle? On the other side, just as a reminder, right? Just as a reminder, this is still in play. This is still in play, and if it happens, like if it breaks out here, close to 120k is the target, which we assume could be the bull market top. Then could be. We will reassess once we are getting there if we break out here. So it's nothing is confirmed, right? That rabbit says, what's up? Need OMI go up? There's not much more to go down, right? So obviously I'm joking, because there's always more to go down until you hit the zero. But I also have a good bag of PAL and GPU. Congrats. Let's go. Let's look at some news here. So first of all, the markets, the US markets, they are green. Like, they had a pretty green day a couple of hours ago. So that was good. And then also some interesting things. So in China, so the China CSI index plunges 5% because it had been rallying on the global liquidity before, or on the Chinese liquidity. So that is something. European markets in mixed open as positive sentiment wavers. The DOJ. So yesterday I saw that Apple has to basically allow competition in their own app store and stuff like that. Now the DOJ indicates it's considering Google breakup following monopoly ruling. So Google became too strong. They are going to destroy, or they want to destroy their own tech giant, which is crazy as well, right? By the way, may I ask you to smash up the like button if you enjoy the morning show here, brought to you by no one else than the rare hodlers themselves. So this is the only sponsorship. So interesting was this one when I saw this morning. New Zealand central bank slashes rates by 50 basis points in second straight rate cut. So there you go. Bank of New Zealand also rate cutting, indicating that all around the world the rate cutting is happening, and then global liquidity expansion, which is going to be the ultimate driver of our risk on assets going up like crazy, like hell. India's central bank is holding rates as expected. Shift stands to neutral, also going in the direction of, okay, let's see what happens, right? So overall, a lot of things going in the right direction. No word of Milton here on CNBC, but we will see. I think it's going to hit in a day. Here's something very interesting, right? Whenever you see FAT news, remember this. So this starts in 2016 when Bitcoin plunges to $590, right? And then right after that, the year Bitcoin plummets below 3,000. And then in 2018, Bitcoin plunges below 9,000. And then it plunges below 11,000. So you see it plunges, but somehow the number goes up. Like it plunges upwards, right? So you see in this history that Bitcoin recently plunges below 55,000 on 2021, and probably you will find other headlines where Bitcoin plunges below 60,000 or something like that, and or even plunges below 70,000. So you see that had you done the inverse of Bitcoin plunging and just buying here, you'd probably be a millionaire already. I was, let's say, I was unaware of Bitcoin in that time, and instead playing World of Warcraft, right? So I fumbled this opportunity by not being in the right space. Although CNBC was already talking about it, right? So I did not read CNBC at that time. But anyways, I got in here, right? At this time when Bitcoin plunges below 18,000 there. I was buying at 25,000 or something like that, right? But anyways, it will continue to plunge upwards. That's the message here. So also, and this is another indicator, right? But I think like this graphic is better than I could have been doing it. So there are only a few golden crosses for Bitcoin, right? Only a few. They are more funny stuff is they are more frequent right now than they have been before. but there are only a couple of golden crosses here, and there is a fake out here, by the way, which was not highlighted for the sake of the story probably, but here's the golden cross, massive rally. The massive rally begins. Here's a golden cross rally, golden cross rally, and now we're just headed into a golden cross again. We don't have it yet, but we're very close, right? So is this the time where we were here? I mean, usually it's a lagging indicator, so it tells you have been pumping a little bit, but yeah. Let's see. The chat is also pumping. The chat is also pumping, guys. It's Wednesday, my dudes, if I might say that way. Let's see. Jasper Frank says OMI will go parabolic, hopefully. Mark D says, did you see that about the Dracula app? You can buy any base token with the Apple Pay on iPhone, or is this old news? I didn't see that, to be honest, Mark D. So for me, it's new news. So this is very interesting what you're saying. With Apple Pay on iPhone, Dracula app. Okay, so this sounds good. I will look into this, because if everyone can buy every base token, that also means they can buy OMI with it. Big A says, that's almost exactly when I got into Bitcoin. I used my birthday money, June 9, 2016. Congratulations. I hope you hodled all the way. Because then you're going to be a rich motherfucker, right? Da Closer says, good evening. What's your price prediction on Render? Good question. Let's go through the news, and then let's look at Render today, right? When we're looking at the charts and everything, then let's look at Render as well. But keep in mind, golden cross is upon us. This is another indicator flashing bullish. TSI close to bullish. MACD close to bullish. RSI is not overbought nor oversold. Also, big bull flag, cup and handle. So there are a lot of things that are looking really bullish at the moment. Also, even though Bitcoin is going sideways since a long time, the initial pump of the year basically says that Bitcoin is outperforming everything, even volatility. You can't invest in volatility, but Bitcoin is more volatile than volatility. Sector equities would be the next best thing, with 30%. Then also silver is doing really well this year, as well as large caps and gold. But nothing of this matters, right? Because Bitcoin outperformed them all. So whoever is in any of these is really doing well against fiat, but it's not doing so well against Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin, a complete year-to-date outperformance on this. And if you're in the dollar, you're still outperforming other currencies, but you are completely, like, you're getting wrecked by all the crypto degens, right? All the basement dwellers, all the nerds, all the people like that are closing their window curtains when the nuclear bomb's going up outside, right? So you see, like, the less NPC you are, the better returns you have, right? This is basically the thing of this. Like, the worst is if you are like, oh my god, I need to save in dollars under my pillow. That's like 0.8% compared to all the world, which is, considering all the crap currencies in the world, is not so good, right? Then also the next one is US long-term treasuries. I mean, 2%, guys. I think you're still inflation brought down. You in long-term treasuries, you're still losing like 0.5% on paper on this, and probably much more. It would be probably even better to just buy Snickers and let them sit there, right? That's probably better. But anyways, Bitcoin, nice returns, and this is only the beginning, because this is going to go nuts compared to this, right? Also, HBO has now doxed Satoshi, only that everyone who knows Bitcoin and the community disagrees with it. But now they say Peter Todd is Satoshi, and everyone was hyping this up, like, oh my god, they found out who Satoshi is. And then Peter Todd came out just a couple of hours before that thing launched and said, of course I'm not Satoshi. So it's a whole nothing burger again. And also it doesn't matter who's Satoshi. You can't stop it anymore. Even Satoshi can't stop it anymore, right? So it doesn't matter who is Satoshi. Actually, I think it would, even though it doesn't matter who it is, I still believe that Satoshi, whoever it is, either group of people or a person's not among us anymore, I think they got him, but they couldn't stop what he created. So I think this whole thing will never be, like, it will be one of these myths. I think that in hundreds of years' time, probably there will be even a cult to worship the Satoshi. Probably by donating Satoshis to whatever church that's creating this. I don't know, right? So stuff like that is going to probably happen, right? Yeah, but there's also this one here. Crypto.com receives a Wells notice from the SEC, and Crypto.com is like, oh, we already know this game. They're very confident. Crypto.com is suing the SEC in response, challenging its overreach in regulating most crypto assets as securities. There you go, right? So this is what they brought upon themselves. Now, if someone is sued by the SEC, you're just looking at it, say, this is like the old same old story, stupid bullshit, FUD. We're countersuing you. We know you're overreaching. We know that you're full of shit, right? And that's exactly the right thing that we need. That's exactly the right thing that we need. Show the SEC how it's done. It's still like, since years we're basically saying what the SEC should be helping in laying the correct groundwork on which crypto can flourish in the US and harm from investors can be prevented. That's their task. Instead, they are harming the industry and they're not preventing harm from investors. So they're completely failing their mission, which means that Trump would be doing right in finally firing the head of this whole thing, right? If he was elected president. So there we go. But probably Kamala also is going to exchange the Gensler. I hope, at least, right? I mean, hopefully this is not even a question. Hopefully this is not even a question. So what I showed you here in another picture as well, usually nothing happens between now and the elections, instead of a little bit of a bump to the downside and then coiling up, right? So you see, it's like it's taking so long. It's a tortoise in the race, right? But it's happening. We can't be. Usually, Bitcoin has this attitude of shocking everyone. So everyone expects Bitcoin to go down, then Bitcoin rallies a couple of 100%, right? Everyone expects Bitcoin to rally, Bitcoin goes sideways for a long time, or everyone expects Bitcoin to go up, it dumps into oblivion, right? Like here, when complacency sets in. But now everyone gets bored out of the market from Bitcoin, and Bitcoin will stretch it until you are like, I can't take it anymore. I'm selling, and that's where Bitcoin goes up. And this is how it's going to happen, right? So now we're at, I can't take it anymore. Bitcoin is going to do another month and then go up, right? It is what it is. And I see it in the comments. I saw a comment that's like, have you ever considered that Bitcoin just might not go up this time? That this bull run is just not going to happen? That nothing happens for a long time? And it's usually when this is the statement of a broken crypto soul, right? And that's not what happens at the top. And that's also not what's going to happen. Like, sideways is not an option. Sideways is only going to break the spirit of many, and then it's going up. The true diamond hands is not when you are dumping like this, right? This is not true where the true diamond hands come into play. The true diamond hands come into play when people are getting bored out of the market. And this is what we're seeing right now. Because otherwise the price would already go up, but someone has to sell for this to keep on going sideways. And this is what is happening, in my opinion. So another indicator that flashes absolutely bullish is this one, the short-term holder supply. Short-term holder supply, exactly what I'm talking about here, is, so you see here, Bitcoin all-time highs marked in dark blue on top of a pink Bitcoin price. We only had a little blip into all-time highs. Usually, when all-time highs are formed, the short-term holder supply is going completely nuts. You see it here. You see, or actually you see it here, here, and here. You see it here, and you see it also here, right? And see this blip here before, like before the C. We just had a blip like this around the halving, right? With the price going up, forming a small dotted all-time high, and then coming back, right? And going sideways. And what would indicate a top to us would be this really reaching high. Like, it doesn't have to be that high, but reaching high, not only a blip that goes nowhere, right? So short-term holders, the short-term holder supply needs to go up hard for us to even consider that we're close to the top. So we stick to our bias. Our bias is bullish at the moment because of all of this what we're seeing. Now, what's not so bullish is that the DXY is bouncing once again, as I told you here, if you remember, that we would like to see a drop out and then a test. And we saw the drop out and we came just right back in. So we have to do another round of looking where, and actually this could be the point where we are already actually this is, I don't know if this is good or bad, right? Let's see, let's take the candle. Let's see, we have to, let's take the candle bodies, then it would be, actually this would be it, right? This would be the correct trend line, right? So you have this overhead resistance, you have the reaction here, but then it pumps, it retests on top of this, it goes back up again, then it reacts hard here with this one, right? And then it drops under it, reacting here, goes over it. So this is not good. We don't want to have this go higher, but it might. Why DXY, dollar against other currencies? We just saw the news that other central banks are also dumping the interest rates by 50 basis points. So this could be it, right? Where other currencies are devaluing in the world. So if you have a basket of other currencies and then the dollar against it and this devalues, then this automatically goes up, right? Which means the dollar is more attractive to hold, meaning people are less likely to spend the dollar into assets, right? So this is obviously something that could happen. It's not going to happen for a long time, yeah? But this is just a quick explanation of what's happening here, right? So we will see, but obviously we don't want to have the dollar turn around in a massive way. We expect though the dollar, even though we are breaking above this trend line, we're expecting the dollar overall to turn around at some point and form an even lower high, since we have formed lower lows also here. And then to really collapse. But it plays into our theory that it might take until November, until the elections maybe. Also because there is another rate cut probably coming in the next FOMC meeting. Maybe they hold it stable, right? So this all takes time to play out. As well as USDT dominance, right? Tether dominance. We are hoping for it to break down in such a manner, right? But it really didn't. It moved sideways, up, down. We are still in this channel, so nothing really happened. We are waiting for this to come down and break, right? So nothing happened here. What is happening is that gold is actually now turning around, also forming a kind of a divergence here. So you see like higher highs but lower highs in RSI. So we will see how gold plays out. Unfortunately, this is bad news for Stu at the moment, at least, as gold is not at $8,000, right? We're still going to see if Stu will be right in the end. At some point he will, like in years maybe he will, but in the immediate short term, very likely not. Also, altcoins. Now let's get to altcoins. Someone asked about render. Let me know your favorite altcoins here as well. Maybe we can spend a couple of minutes on altcoins. So altcoins are performing this retest here. I mean, I told you that on a daily this doesn't look very good, but if you look on the weekly, it looks really good. So we are still waiting on this retest to be finalized, so that we can pump for altcoins, right? What you don't want to see, and this is really where you need to let this close first, right? So 4 days still to close to have your confirmation on top. What you don't want to see is you fall back in here, right? You don't want to see this. On the daily, you technically did, but you see that the daily is not really accurate anymore on this channel. Instead, this is very accurate, right? So let's observe this weekly close for the altcoins, and then we have an educated guess whether we are pumping or not, right? Obviously, we need Bitcoin to do something as well for the altcoins to be able to get this move out here. We hope for this, but we want confirmation, right? As I'm preaching here, we want confirmation. If we do, we will get a massive rally out of altcoins, hopefully leading back up here to this previous high, or this retest here, this bearish retest on our bear market. This is the target that we would have, and then go hopefully at some point challenging our all-time high, right, for the entire altcoin market on this others chart. Now let's check out. So we are here on Solana. Solana also is still flagging along, nothing happening, right? Really, there's nothing to say that we didn't say before. Also, retest maybe going on the small trend line here. Let's look at render. It was asked for render. Render, Bitstamp. Let's see. Actually, maybe there's Coinbase. Yeah, Coinbase has a little bit more of history. This is interesting, right? So what's really super strong. So you take this, right? And then you just had a retest with a big long wick on this, and you're coming up. Looks good to me, right? So this is definitely, something where you expect. So what you could argue here is and this is something that you see in many altcoins. Where is the Elliott wave? So Elliott impulse. You have a 1, 2, a wave 3, 4, and then you would expect your wave 5, right? Could that be something? So it fulfills all the criteria because the wave 4 cannot come down below the 1 high, so the first high. Wave 3 usually the longest, never the shortest. That's also true. Yeah. Actually, is that also true on logarithmic? I think so. Yeah. On the non-logarithmic, right? So yeah, here it looks really good, right? So there you go. Yeah, this is something where I would say, hey, is render a buy for the final for the final wave? I don't know. I have some render, so I'm just waiting for this. So what's the next what's the next impulse? $30 for render from $4 or $5 could be a thing, right? Um, yeah, I hope this satisfies you. What else? Yeah, I'd say this is where the retest went, and I think it's a good point. Yeah. So I'd say that is it. What was the other one? Pal, I think Pal. Off the Is that a coin? I don't even know that one. But hey, the closer. That's my price prediction. Let's see if. So I don't know. Like this wave, right? It could be here. It could be there. Right? It's just. I mean, from the multiples. Like if you say you go on logarithmic from the multiples, it would make sense. But I would say that it's a good mark to say, hey, just under $30, right? Something like that. But this is guesswork, right? Because you have a wave count. Probably you would have to draw some Fibonacci. I don't know. Then you would see this is the maximum extension. I don't know, right? So I would say definitely you go back to the high. Then you reevaluate the chart, right? Because you will encounter some resistance here, and then probably you go for your next move. And then if this is 25 or I don't know what, yeah. Off the grid, early access. Oh yeah, that could be something where you want to look at AVAX also as a coin, right? Because off the grid is on Avalanche. Yeah, AVAX, I think since our last TA, basically nothing really happened. Let's put this in a little bit. We looked at AVAX a while ago with this zone, right? Bounce, continuation, basically same thing, only that you could argue that you're only in a wave 2 for AVAX here on this chart. Because this is, I don't know, this is, yeah. If you would want a wave count, you would start it here. But overall, like AVAX looks a little bit different. Let's see, is there any other chart here? That's the Bitstamp, Coinbase. Yeah, here's a little bit more history. Going back to all-time high, maybe 150 from 26 would be nice multiples, would be logical. I would say definitely back to this 98. Definitely back to 98 in a bull run. Yeah. Can you do ESS on CoinGecko? Isn't there a trading view chart? ESS USD. Essentia. Is this the coin? Wow. That looks violent. Is that the coin Essentia? Let me know. No, it's not. Okay. ESS. Okay, then CoinGecko. But then you have to let me know CoinGecko. Let's see. That's Bored Apes, by the way. Bored Ape Yacht Club bottoming out. No, it's Earth 2 Essence. Oh, okay. Earth. Let's see. Earth 2 Essences. Oh, there you go. Okay. Is there must be, this must be on TradingView, right? Should be. Just trying to figure out. So if this is the ticker Earth to Essence, let's see if it's on TradingView so we can get to it. Earth to, no, ESS. Earth to Essence wrapped Ether on Ethereum. Okay. I don't know. Let's stay on CoinGecko, but I think it's the same, right? I think that's it. Max. Yeah, that's probably it. So you're having a pump, that's for sure. But so there's no. Let's refresh here. There's no reversal, right? So let's go on the. So you see, basically on the linear chart, let's put this in. So on the linear chart, you just have a series of lower highs and lower highs. You really want that the next pump to take out like this high, retest on top of this, and so on, right? So this is what you want to see. So until then, you can't really say for sure. What is weird to me, I don't see really a market cap, like fully diluted and so on. I only see a price. Max supply is 1 billion. Okay. So the Earth to Essence, how, I don't know. So I also don't know what you want to figure out. Like, do you want to figure out if it's a buy? I personally wouldn't. I mean, what you see, what you have to recognize is you have a higher low here, right? So this is, but the volume just sucks. $14,000. And here it was 44,000. So the volume went away, but you have technically you have a higher low here to here, right? So you see this? Yeah. Earth 2 is gonna be wild. Really cool videos. More. Hey Chris Thomas, what's going on? Good to see you. Yeah. That's a whole chart. Yeah, exactly. So I mean, probably this is the chart against wrapped ETH, so doesn't really tell you much, but it shows the same thing, a higher low, right? And that's good. What you want to see, so let's just assume this is what we just saw. I think it is. What you want is that this comes back and takes out this high, right? So here, this high from September 24th. That's what you want to see. Is that September? Sorry. Fuck. Where is it? We are going to talk about this in a second. Yeah, that's the same high, September 24th. You want to take out this high. That's basically it, right? And that's critical bigger resistance. So you want to take out this high. You want to hold this support. That's it. And if it comes back, if you're bullish on it, so I don't know all the fundamentals about Earth 2 because I didn't really, like, I know more or less what it is. It seems to be a resource and a game, in a game that's been around since a while. But just assuming you're bullish on this, right? So you're bouncing in between here. So the closer you come to this downside, you probably want to buy. We saw that here some buyers stepped in hard here. Don't see any volume. Yeah, it's just that you want to have this. Also, you want to maintain probably this, right? So if you were to come down, probably you want to maintain the uptrend. That's at some point you're squeezed in here, and then break out to sub. Ultimately, you can say you're good to go if you're coming up and then test on this, right? On top of these. That's your sign. You took out the high, you confirmed, right? Yeah. So I think that's it. All Essence influencers were predicting this coin would launch $8 to $10. I don't know. This is wrapped ETH, or this USD, I guess. It says USD, right? So is the coin? Wait, what? What's the price? 5 cents, but does it matter? Does it matter what this coin launches on? Like, yeah, I mean, if you already had Essence and you were expecting it to launch at a certain price, then you are very much dissatisfied right now. That's true. Okay, let's look at the market here. Enough coins. So the good news is Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 Inu is up. Degen also. The bad news is PAL is down 11%. But let's look at the top 100. Eigenlayer is pumping 20%. Phantom is up 5%. So on overall mixed market, a little bit more red on the week. Bonk down, Beam down, Casper down, WorldCoin down, Render down, IMX down, blah blah blah. Okay, fine, right? Nero and SPX are completely pumping. These are all memes. Baby Doge. I said it before, when Baby Doge, like the shit roulette is on. Now here's the thing. Something that I want to warn about, right? So you see this here. There is dogs, there is Popcat, there's I don't know what. So we have this, there's this Murad. It just disappeared out of the top 100. I don't know why. But there's this Murad out of the top 2, maybe it pumped into the top 100, out of the top 200 it disappeared. There's this Murad guy running around and telling everyone about how this cycle is going to be a meme super cycle, right? And I want to approach this a little bit with caution, because at the moment everyone's like memes. And the rest is, why would you need a coin with actual project and fundamentals if something with no fundamentals can actually do well? So as someone said, very rightfully said, the best projects don't need a coin, and the best coins don't need a project. Basically, that's what's playing out right now, right? So here we have the Giga chat, right? So there are narratives within meme coins that are playing out right now. Sorry, the Giga chat is here. There you go, right? Here's the Giga chat. So what I would think is, so the argument behind meme cycle is, you have a couple of people and they get rich from, for example, Giga chat, right? So they tell their friend, they show up with a Lambo because they aped much money into GigaChat and it worked out. And they show up with a Lambo and they made it, and they tell their friends about how they made it in meme coins. So all their friends go into meme coins as well, which pushes up meme coins. That's the theory behind why the meme coins will do so well, according to the theory, right? My argument is, you also have meme coins, like you go into whatever meme coin, because you have to go into a meme coin that didn't do well, and then people get wrecked on the meme coin because not every meme coin does well. There are 2 million meme coins on Solana or something like that. Not all of them will do well. You would see, like, let's say there are 50 inside the top 500, or maybe 100 inside the top 500. So out of 2 million, that's not too much. So my theory is, once people are done with the meme coins, some became millionaires, some did quite okay, a lot of them got wrecked, and many got super wrecked, right? People will be like, okay, let's buy something that is real. Let's buy something that has something behind it, like Akash Network, like Render, like Arweave, like Chainlink, like Ethereum, like Bitcoin, whatever, right? And then I see like, oh, it makes real returns, right? So in the last cycle, something happened with Shiba and with Doge that went similar, right? So people discover crypto through meme coins, but then they buy the other coins. So I will stick with my prediction that at some point it's going to be the other coin season and not only meme season. So we will see, but this is me against, I don't know. And also, if the entire market is excited, it's very dangerous, right? It can be very dangerous. So speaking of meme coins, we obviously want to talk about Ecomi. So Ecomi is a little bit up since finding a new all-time low. It's already up 10%, right? On the weekly, there's not too much to talk about on the daily, although it really tries to break out here, but on the weekly it's not broken out. So if we close like this, unfortunately, that's not the breakout. So we really want to have OMI push a little bit higher to break this downtrend for good on a weekly basis also. Yeah, there's not much to say, not much volume. It's still super long wicks on the upside, meaning every time the price goes up, it gets sold down. We are not where we want to be also inside of the various downtrends, like here downtrend, right? Then inside you have this downtrend, like, right? And then inside this you have this to this. Yeah, then here you have an upper one, so that's fine. That small one is broken, but overall you still have downtrends, right? So we want to see something like this, like diamond shape reversal. You come out, you take out these highs, you are back in this range, and then break out, right? That's what we want to see. Are we there yet? No, probably it's going to take, if Bitcoin takes a month until the elections, or Ecomi probably takes more than a month to even be in the chance to take something out here. But overall, we see that things are happening on StackR, and there is good news about this. So let me show this to you. Let's put this to the side 1 second. So this is something that I saw today, and I saw it more than once. So there, what Gary here is posting is, there are some deals over on StackR. Made my first purchase in OMI, Superman. Crazy thing was, StackR floor was $286 in OMI, while the VeVe floor is at $345. So obviously this is, first of all, because of the lower fees, and secondly, when people list in OMI, you are subject to the fluctuations of OMI, right? So people say, okay, what's 345 in OMI? Oh, that's the OMI price, and then OMI dumps. So technically, you can buy OMI, and at this, you can buy into the dump and get the collectible way cheaper because of that, right? Now the effect obviously is that people buy on these dumps to get the collectible. So right now, for example, let's say someone listed the looked at for reference at the price here at 0004, and the price dumps to 00038. So this person just gets, by buying the OMI a little bit cheaper, gets a 5% discount on the collectible that they want to buy with it, right? On the other hand, the other side gets Ecomi and maybe doesn't care about this volatility, right? So there are now arbitrage is going on between the two, and this probably is going to increase volume and also secondary market transactions done in OMI, which increases the burn. So once people figure out that, like, imagine now that it's not only this, but a little bit more volatility. For example, someone takes the reference here, gets a 25% discount. That's not shabby on a let's say Miles Morales for 10,000. You get $2,500 discount if you buy the dip, and then you purchase the Miles Morales, right? So people will look at this, and now this game starts where whenever Bitcoin dumps, people suddenly buy it to grab a collectible, but then the collectible floor goes up. People list an OMI, people look at OMI dumps, buy more OMI to purchase this. The other side, though, is going to either hold OMI or reuse OMI or sells OMI, right? Leading to a dump. But in that cycle, OMI gets circled out of, like, OMI fees are circulating OMI out of circulation, right? That, which is not much at the moment, but we will see how it plays out once people discover that with this game actually you can make money. Also, look at the arbitrage here. So let's say you buy with this cheap OMI, you buy this collectible, this what Gary said, for 286, but then you relist it on 350. You can sell it for 350 in gems, right? And make a profit technically. I mean, there's still seller's fees and so on, right? But if this discrepancy is big enough, you can arbitrage trade between gems and OMI, right? And VeVe capitalizes on the fees. So you obviously, technically, you have now, via this game, you have crypto cash in, because you can buy OMI, you buy a collectible, you sell that collectible, and then you have gems, right? So you can crypto cash in if you want, via OMI, that way. We saw also Shrompolump here said, I just saved $70 buying with OMI rather than gems. Finally own a grail. So also, and here the floor is already, yeah, it's the same floor. Like someone bought this. I think someone bought this, or someone bought on the other side. I think these are not the same listings. Like gem listing is not the same as OMI listing. So also this is going to divide the market a little bit, showing more scarcity on either side. It's also a funny effect, right? There's so many effects that are going to happen. So I think there is a shift going on at the moment, where OMI actually gets utility to save money for those who want to buy collectibles, and also in sentiment, right? The other thing is, here's a screenshot of David Yu on Instagram. And David Yu is posting the Pokemon cards on the new Pokemon TCG that is going to launch end of month, right? So is it something? Who knows, right? We don't know. But it's a lot of Pokemon stuff going on David Yu's timeline at the moment. And this is the oldest speculation in the VeVe sphere, right? But it could be that there's something coming, right? We don't know what it is. Could be collectibles, could be cards, could be I don't know. Who knows? Or he's just excited about this Pokemon game, right? So and I will definitely try this out, but because you never know what's going to happen in the future, I will definitely get the new Pokemon TCG once it comes out. I don't know how I can do it. That technically, will there be a possibility to stream this? I don't know, right? Because it seems it's only mobile, so I will have to somehow see if I can mirror my phone or so on StreamYard. Should be possible, but at the same time it's my cam, so who knows. But that's basically that. Also, now the user numbers are a little bit like consolidating here for VeVe after with the SAM drop and so on. So we will see how these will develop on New York Comic Con. Sorry, excuse me, coffee didn't help. New York Comic Con though is upon us. I think it's very close. When is New York Comic Con actually? Let me see. NYCC. October 17th to 20th. Okay, so we have the New York Comic Con 17th and 20th. Unfortunately, I will not be there, but a lot of people will have a good time. Also, keep in mind that there are these tickets where you can craft something. We will see how that plays out. I think the gold ticket goes for $500 at the moment on the app. I don't know if there are any listed for OMI tokens on cheaper basis or so. I have no idea, but that could be something, right? Actually, that's something I have to deal with this somewhere this or next week to check out all of this, like OMI listing and so on. To try to make some deals with OMI also, right? But anyways, guys, make sure to smash up the like button right now for this live stream. Thanks for being here. I will have to jump right now. And yeah, stay tuned for more tomorrow. And also for a video that I've still planned. So wherever you are on the world, have a great morning, evening, day, night.